My boy. All right, bitches. We finally have some Batman news. Actually, some very exciting Batman news. And it ain't a movie, it's a game. Is it an Arkham game? Well, yeah, kinda.
You work with me, you follow the rules. Rule number 1, you give me everything you've got. Rule number 2, then you give me more. And rule number 3, I make the rules.
But it's a Lego one. This new Lego Batman game that has been showcased and announced at Gamescom. Majority of you who watch this have probably already seen it, know it, have watched it, and probably are ready to pre-order it just like I am. But let's run down some facts about it, and some misconceptions about it, and some news I've actually heard about it. One, it's a full, in my opinion, it's an Arkham game glossed over with Lego. If you look at every aspect of the fighting, the stealth, the detective vision, it's all influenced through the Arkham games. Essentially marked from companies or accounts following this game, they are marking it as such. Arkham Stealth, Arkham Combat, the detective vision. If you actually watch gameplay of it, you see moves, elements, and certain strikes and takedowns actually from the Arkham game, such as him flipping over a goon, the takedowns, the combat takedowns, the B and Y, if you will, or the triangle and circle. In this, it is just circle. Even the flipping over a goon is all there, with some hilarious stealth takedowns I've noticed, such as Batman hitting someone with a goon, if you will, on the back of the head with a pan, or even attaching one of Joker's balloons, letting him fly up. He throws a batarang, cuts it, they fall on their face, knocked out. Both awesome and hilarious, and I think this is actually something that these Lego games are really finding a fine line between, because most of us have grown up playing these games, and of course they were built for children, but in my opinion, Lego is still built for children. But let's be honest, a majority or a good portion of adults absolutely love Legos. I buy them all the time. I buy pretty much every Batman set if I can. So what I think is cool about this is that these new Lego games are kind of trying to integrate both of those audiences, the new and the old, the younger and the older generations, into a game that works for both. So if you watch this, a lot of these previous Lego games usually have a good sense of humor, comedic tones, very lighthearted, but then kind of these ones influence a much better gameplay, it's not some very childish kind of, let's just say in this one it's open world. It has serious elements from the films, just added on piece by piece with some lighter humor, comedic moments integrated into it. Now, the biggest factor of this game is that it's basically labeling itself as a celebration of all the films. Now, I don't mean a celebration where it's just going to be reliving each and every moment through direct adaptions from film scenes. No, it's essentially taking elements, scenes, and bits and pieces of nostalgia from all these films and integrating it into one collective film. Now, the story itself is said to go from the beginning of Bruce Wayne's journey into a modern take, more prime Batman. Now, if you watch the trailer, you can also see elements of the beginning of Batman 89 with his interaction with Joker. You can see the Penguin Pattinson's Batmobile chase, and you can see scenes from Batman Begins where he's raiding the Falcone's goons in the shipping yard containers. Now, how this all integrates into one story, we'll see. We'll find out. We don't entirely know, but with those, I believe it's still being marketed as an original take with those films. But that's one thing I want to emphasize as well, is that most people are trying to kind of pick each other's brains because we're all guessing right now what we could see, what we want, what we're hoping they add in. And some people are throwing out, well, this couldn't be added or that couldn't be done because, so-and-so didn't have a solo film. Well, they didn't have a villain. They didn't have this. But one thing that's important to note about this game is that it is not just directly adapting, scenes from films as levels, right? It's not just playing through like a movie adaptation. It's taking elements from all these films and integrating it all. So when you watch a scene or some of these gameplay, when you watch, one particular, let's say the Nolan shipping yard scene, you're not just seeing a direct adaptation in Lego, you're seeing that adaptation in the game as Lego, but also seeing elements of Pattinson's, of Burton's universe, all mixed together. So it's not just the direct adaptation of a scene from a film, but it's integrating aspects of all of these films into these scenes that they are then adapting into the game, if that makes sense. Now, we also know, too, as far as the free roam, we're going to have tons of vehicles. So some people might have already seen the Pattinson Batmobile was showcased very heavily with one of the most iconic Batman scenes of all time with the penguin chase at the end of the trailer. But some people might also not know that through looking on social media and online, people who have played at Gamescom have also been able to show screenshots of not the official images, but silhouetted images, and us Batman fans can usually pick out Batmobiles from their silhouette. And you can see things as the Batpod, the Batman Animated Series Batmobile, and Ben Affleck's Batman v Superman Batmobile. Now, with that as well, too, because people, including myself, were asking in the trailer, we really don't see any of Kilmer's Batman or Ben Affleck's. So I was also asking this question, will we see them? Now, there's been no official images or suits or influences from their films, but the silhouetted Batmobile from BVS at least confirms we were going to get that. And I've also had some people reach out to me. K-Wing, shout out to you, man. I've been a fan for a while. Thank you for responding to me. He has a source who has said that there will be a Batfleck skin in the game. And people are also reporting that there is some Kilmer elements from the Schumacher universe and Batman and Robin. Primarily, someone responded to a question about Schumacher's universe and Batman and Robin with a Poison Ivy gif of Uma Thurman. So, I think safe to say, because everyone wants their favorite version or their favorite elements to make it into this game, I think we're going to get it all. Now, of course, they can't adapt every single one of our favorite scenes into the game at some point. Hey, if they do DLC, maybe they could. I think we would all love that as well. But I think every Batman fan's going to get something that they want, some little piece of their fandom. But overall, I think everyone is just ultimately so excited for this. I am. I can't wait for this. I mean, quite frankly, I've been watching gameplay all day. I'm ready for it to be out, and I'm ready for it to pre-order. Now, also some people have asked questions about co-op. I think by now it's pretty much everyone's highly emphasized that they are ready for online co-op. It unfortunately does not seem like this is going to have online co-op, but the traditional local co-op. If you got a kid, if you got a buddy coming over, that's still great as long as, you can still somewhat play as a duo if you'd like. But a new thing that's also going to be added to this is difficulty levels. It's going to have 3, and one of them, the hardest one, actually is going to have a limited number of lives you can actually use during the game. And to be honest, me thinking about this, these Lego games are never very difficult. But still, I mean, hey, if we choose this, if we really want to, really emphasize, these aren't that bad, could we do that? Could we really beat the Lego game without dying? I don't know confidence-wise right now if I could. But I believe more and more as this week goes on, as Gamescom goes on, we are going to find new bits and pieces, some official announcements. There's still people there playing the game right now. Not everyone's released videos or their gameplay footage, but there is a ton of gameplay you can watch right now from big accounts and small accounts, and I think we should all go support those smaller accounts, all those other Batman small account channels, trying to promote and help this too. But it's nice to have some Batman news. It's nice to actually have some Batman game news as well. But until then, we'll try to keep everyone updated, see what I find out, see what I hear. And as a community, it's good to be back with some Batman news. Take care.